Simple living, high thinking, authenticity, LinkedIn. One day I decided ki it's enough is enough.
Take us back to the moment where you left the corporate world.
Left my full-time job in advertising and marketing. So that was a kind of mental torture I was going through. The top management people, they don't like people who are more efficient than them. Advertising industry. From there, I started my journey. Finally, one day I decided ki it's enough is enough. People started taking it as a weakness of mine where I used to not talk much about myself. I went through a mental harassment for almost 6 to 8 months. A business director. So that was the position I was holding when I left my full-time job. You need to be ready to upskill yourself immediately with the change of trends. People can't accept somebody junior to them excelling in the work and outperforming them. We lost all the people who were so-called our good friends. I fought back, I challenged the top management, and ultimately I was pressurized to resign.
What was going on emotionally and mentally when you decided to trust your own journey?
ब्रांड लॉन्चेस करे हैं, ब्रांड बड़े बड़े एमएनसीज एंड ब्रांड्स के साथ काम किया हुआ.
One myth about branding you want to bust.
If there is a problem in the business related to brand, Jyotsana Nag is the person. People who are working with me now are all coming from LinkedIn. The things which you are sharing can create a huge impact on somebody else.
These are all practical challenges for any professional who is listening out there.
We never knew that we need to build ourselves on the digital platform. जब जो साथ में है वही आपको नहीं समझ पा रहे.
Your friends are always there if they were your friends.
When you take action, you will get the results.
It takes a lot to speak your story.
बड़े बाद में बने क्योंकि उन्होंने फाउंडेशन पे काम किया. लीडरशिप इज नॉट अबाउट शोइंग यू आर द बेस्ट.
If you want to start your business journey, now is the best time.
LinkedIn is my go-to platform. So coaching was something which I was not aware of. छोड़ना नहीं, करना तो है.
Brand me quick.
So that is the wrong way of doing it. From there, the journey started. I said yes.
Clarity is the new currency. She was the silent performer in boardrooms, always delivering, rarely celebrated, until one day she walked away from the corner office not with a plan, but with a burning desire to work on her own terms. She faced rejection, reinvention, and reality checks from both the world and her own family. And today, she is not just visible, she is unstoppable. Welcome back to another episode of Trust Your Journey 1.0, the podcast where we decode transformation, business clarity, and personal growth with real stories from extraordinary individuals. Today's guest is a powerhouse in branding and business strategy. With over 18 plus years of experience across MNCs and startups, she is the go-to expert for edupreneurs, servicepreneurs, and small businesses who want to launch and scale their digital brands with purpose and clarity. I'm talking about Jyotsana Nag, a business and personal branding coach, a storytelling strategist, and founder of Digital Business Academy. She empowers coaches, solopreneurs, and small businesses to go from overwhelmed and invisible to influential and income generating with purpose led branding. Welcome to Trust Your Journey 1.0, Jyotsna ji. Let's begin where it all changed.
Thank you. Thank you. Such a long introduction. So I'm glad I'm here. I got the opportunity to be in your podcast and sharing my journey and creating much more empowerment among people who listens to this podcast, and it helps them to rediscover themselves also and find their own journey.
So this actually takes me to the first question, Jyotsna ji. Take us back to the moment where you left the corporate world. What triggered your decision and what was going on emotionally and mentally when you decided to trust your own journey?
Right. So not like it's a long story, but I will try and recap it in a very short and crisp manner. so that everyone understands it. So I'll take back to it was 2017 actually when I left my full-time job in advertising and marketing. The reason why I left was I was into the industry since 12, 13 years. And I have been, as you have already introduced me, as a silent worker. So I have been like that all my life. And even now, I work in silence. So I believe in that. And since my childhood, I have been like that only. Whatever I achieved, it was not about talking or showing, but it was about doing my work in silence and then showing the results to the people and everyone out there. So even in my professional life, I used to follow the same principle of working in silence and showing the results. So the results was being shown, but I was not getting the recognition for it. So this happened many a times, but it was never something which bothered me actually. But the what happened that over the period of time, this people started taking it as a weakness of mine, where I used to not talk much about myself, but used to show my work. And at the time of the appraisals and upgradation, growth, when those moments came, I used to always be behind, in spite of being the star performer. So that was something which was bothering me. But still, I never stopped. But what happened over the period of time when you start growing in your field from an executive to a managerial to a higher managerial level and then the top level, right? So I was almost at a second level of management, where I was my position was as a business director. So that was the position I was holding when I left my full time job. And in that level, I used to work directly with the branch heads and the marketing heads. So what's the reporting which I used to do. And the challenge which was happening was, as I see the top management people, they don't like people who are more efficient than them. So that used to happen every time with me. So initially, I thought there is a problem with me only, and I changed jobs. I hopped jobs almost 3, 4 times because I faced that challenge again and again. But when I did fourth time, when I faced that challenge, I understood it is not me; it is the other side, which is the real problem, where people can't accept somebody junior to them excelling in the work and outperforming them. So that was the turning point, and I went through like a mental harassment for almost 6 to 8 months in my last job. So literally, I was like I was silenced. I was not given work. I was being bad mouthed in my own organization. People stopped talking to me in the office, and there was a lot of false allegations which was created in the organization. So all this didn't actually. I was feeling that no, all these are wrong, and I challenged the system over there. I fought back, I challenged the top management, and ultimately I was pressurized to resign. But I didn't resign I didn't put a resignation. Rather, I told them that if you have to give me a reason in written why you are asking me to resign. And they were reluctant to do so because they didn't had a genuine reason. And that is the reason I continued to be in the system. I used to go to the office every day on time and leave at 6:30 without doing any work the entire day. So that was a kind of mental torture I was going through. That you are in the office, sitting in the office, nobody is talking to you, nobody is giving you the work, no, there is no interaction, and even the management was not trying to resolve the issue. So that was the kind of trauma I went through. And after 6, 8 months, I saw it was a waste of time and it was hampering my mental level. And it was also impacting the family life because I used to come back and discuss all these things with my husband. So finally, one day I decided ki it's enough is enough, leave it, and move on in life. So that was the trigger point, and I put the resignation, but with a condition that they have to pay me. It was the forced termination, like the resignation, and they have to pay me for the deficit which or the problem I am going through in the or maybe they have to compensate it. That I put it on my resignation letter, and I knew they will agree immediately. So I put my conditions it forward, and I resigned, and I moved on from there. That was 2017, I think August 2017. And since then, I had already made my mind that I don't want to continue in the corporate world. I want to do something on my own. What it was, I didn't know. I just had that in my mind that मुझे अपने आप से कुछ करना है. Because और ऐसा कुछ करना है where I get valued, where my values are honored, and also my individual identity is honored. So with that intent, I left the corporate world.
I'm touched by your story, Jyotsna ji, because all the trauma, these are unsaid emotions of every corporate individual, whosoever would be listening right now. Because I have also went through that corporate life, and I've seen I was able to manage my emotions, but I was surrounded by people like who were facing all these issues, and this is the reason I left my corporate job and switched to this healing, to give that mental alignment to all those folks who are struggling out there. And I think maybe your story, people would resonate with all the pressures, the high pressure, the office politics, which everyone goes through. It's everywhere. The competition levels which you talked about, the from the top management, right? You can't see people coming from the different background, holding different values, and they are going high, right? So it's all about your value system, and you actually excelled your value system, and now you're recording this podcast. We are recording this podcast, right? This is how your story shapes up, and this is why we say that trust your journey. It can lead you anywhere, and it can lead everyone anywhere, right? It's all about trusting, having faith over fear, and problems, challenges would always be there. We need to change our environment if this doesn't suffice our mental growth. That's what you did. And thank you so much for this such an inspiring story. But this leads to me to my second question, which is, you had all the experiences. I know, I understand, but when you started out, your efforts weren't matching your earnings. Why I'm saying this, because I've faced this by myself, and every entrepreneur would face this when he or she is starting it out. What was some of the hard truths you had to face, and how did that lead to the turning point in your branding business?
Right. So there were a lot of challenges and in different aspects, I would say. So when I say different aspects, first was the personal aspect, right? In terms of personal aspect, I moved city. I moved my city. I shifted from Delhi to Agra. Rather, we both, me and my husband, decided that we will move out of this hustle environment and come to a place where it gives us little time and peace to think over how we should go about it further in our life. So that was the first move, and it was a very, very big decision and something which we were evaluating not at that moment after all these incident happened, but we were evaluating in the like almost 2 years before we quit our job. So that evaluation was happening because and we were seeing how things were impacting us in our personal life. So that was something which was bothering, and the biggest impact was we shifted the city. Like we had all our network, all our professional connections, personal connections in a place over spent almost 10 to 15 years. And now we are moving to a city and start completely from zero. So that was the first impact. Second was we had to plan our finances like big time. That was the second thing, and it could have literally changed our lives and made our lives miserable. But we started planning from before itself. So almost keeping a or preparing for a with a backup of at least 2 years. That was the planning we did, and we understood because it will not just impact our personal life, but also the people who will, like our relatives, our families also, they will also be concerned. So hence we planned our finances. That was the second big impact which we handled. Third big impact was when we shifted to Agra, we lost all our connections. We lost all the people who were so-called our good friends. So especially with me, all my friends, I don't have any friends from my professional life now. So though people who used to spend days and nights together, doing night outs and all, they are all gone. So today I would say I don't have any of those friends right now. So I lost all my friends, whether it was colleagues or any personal connection which I made with the people during that time. So that was the biggest one of the biggest impact which happened. And when I came to this place, Agra, which is completely new for me, my husband belongs to this place. He had his network still, but for me, it was a starting from zero in terms of work, personal life, and even otherwise also making those social connections. So that was a very big change. And third impact was starting from a place where from you have to explore the opportunities. You don't know what are the opportunities over here in a city like Agra. So that was another big thing. I think these four things. And the fifth aspect was the family support. So they were surprised when we came here. So, so that was another thing. We thought that they will come and support us. Okay, thank you. We have you considered us as our support in the life ahead, but it was otherwise. They were quite surprised at how can you leave your job and come to a place like Agra. So that was a very big impact on our life. So five things, and there were many other things also which happened, but we can discuss in detail.
I'm sure, Jyotsna ji, the hardships which you have went through, all the challenges, and these are all practical challenges for any professional who is listening out there. Because when as professionals we are working somewhere, like we are not entirely shifted there, right? Our family is somewhere. We are not we just keep on relocating. This is our jobs, right? And that's one thing which you have overcame now. Like you have your own business academy which you're running, and you're now guiding people on that self empowerment, like how to explore those opportunities, the hardships which you have faced in a new town, without social connections, without the friends which you mentioned, mentioned, right? So I understand every bit of your emotions, because it happens with everyone. Whosoever will be going through such a journey, they need to trust their journeys, and it happens with everyone. It's normal. Your friends are always there if they were your friends. Yeah. And not to blame anyone, but as humans we should understand the challenges of other person if we call them as friends, right? So it's all about understanding the emotions first, uh, keeping your egos, keeping everything aside, whatever we are doing in our lives. It's all about helping each other. It's all about helping building each other, and it's all about connecting with each other. We are here to live and explore, right? And to grow. And that's what we are doing. So we need to trust our journeys, and that's what you are also doing, Jyotsna. So your family is there with you, and I understand that family values matters, and this is the reason why you were able to overcome as well. Because if family is there, you would be able to overcome any challenge. Yeah. So this leads to me to my third question, which is your brand breakthrough, I would say. You often talk about building a brand clarity before building visibility. Can you walk our
Right.
audience through the biggest mindset shifts or mistakes coaches or solopreneurs make when launching their brand online? Because I have also faced all these issues.
Yeah. So see, there is a everything has a process, right? There is a step by step process. Lot of time, and if we skip any one process, we will face the repercussion of it, right? Even when we start our job, when we start in the professional world, we start with a internship. Then we get into as an executive. Then we become a manager, and that is how we grow, right? Professional. Similarly, when we like, if a woman is getting is conceiving, so there is a journey of right of 9 months. Similarly, branding is just like giving a birth to a child. People don't understand that, and they don't even think about it, that we are trying to give birth to a new child, a child, a newborn baby. Your brand is just like that. And as you nurture your brand, your baby is growing, right? That is how businesses also grow. So so the baby is your brand. That is the first step. And if you are not nurturing the brand before the child is coming to this world, do you think that child will be very healthy, very happy, very joyful, and very lively? No, right? So that is the biggest mistake. You are not thinking about nurturing the child before you are giving birth to the brand. So that is the biggest mistake. आप सोचते ही नहीं हो कि यार इसको दुनिया में लाने से पहले मुझे बहुत सारे काम करने हैं, अपने ऊपर काम करना है, अपने बिजनेस पे काम करना है, इसकी थॉट प्रोसेस कैसी होनी चाहिए, क्या इसका आउटकम होना चाहिए, कैसे ये जिएगा, क्या ऐसे सांस लेगा, क्या बोलेगा, है ना, कैसे पहनेगा, इसकी पर्सनालिटी कैसी होगी। वो सारी चीजों पे हम काम ही नहीं करते। और जब वो दुनिया में आ जाता है, फिर उसको करेक्ट करने की कोशिश करते हैं कि यार ये बदमाश क्यों है, ये शैतान क्यों है, चिल्लाता क्यों है, ये बैड बिहेव क्यों करता है, राइट? So that is the wrong way of doing it. Similarly for a brand, brand को दुनिया में लाने से पहले बहुत सारा काम होता है जो करना होता है, and it goes through, and that process is called brand positioning. इसको brand positioning बोलते हैं. And there are a lot of steps in terms of coming to a brand positioning, जो एक one line statement होती है जहाँ पे जाके आप मार्केट में उसे डिक्लेयर करते हो, that message to the market. That is the outcome of all the processes. The process is before you bring that brand to the world. उसको ब्रांड पोजिशनिंग का एक पूरा जर्नी होता है। पीपल स्किप दैट जर्नी और सीधे एक लोगो बनाया और मार्केट में आपने विजिबल वो अपने वेबसाइट में डाल दी, आपने सोशल मीडिया पे डाल दिया और सब जगह डाल दिया, वीडियो पे डाल दिया। और फिर आप शुरू हो गए कि मैं तो फाउंडर हूँ, आई एम अ बिजनेसमैन, आई हैव क्रिएटेड दिस बिजनेस। सो दैट जर्नी यू हैव स्किप्ड, और एक बच्चे को आप दुनिया में ले आए हो। अब बाद में जब वो परफॉर्म नहीं करता, बिहेव नहीं करता, यू आर ट्राइंग टू करेक्ट इट। आप उसे करेक्ट करने की कोशिश कर रहे हो, एंड देन यू आर स्पेंडिंग मोर मनी। आप उस पर और पैसे खर्च कर देते हो, पेरेंटिंग कोचिंग लेते हो, पेरेंटिंग क्लासेस लेते हो। वैसे ही फिर ब्रांड डिजिटल मार्केटर को हायर करोगे, ब्रांड स्ट्रेटेजिस्ट को हायर करोगे, सारे लोगों को हायर करके उसमें पैसे खर्च करोगे। पर उसके पहले ग्राउंड वर्क तो करो। आप ग्राउंड वर्क ही नहीं करते। दिस इज द बिगेस्ट बिगेस्ट मिस्टेक anybody today's era I see, any Tom, Dick and Harry calls themselves as a founder,
Yeah,
कि मैं फाउंडर हूँ, आई हैव दिस बिजनेस। बट उसके पहले का जो काम आपने किया है क्या? नहीं, वो ग्राउंड वर्क नहीं होता है। एंड दैट इज व्हाई पीपल स्टार्ट फेसिंग challenges. The groundwork, skipping that groundwork is not acceptable in any business, whether it is somebody who is running even a kirana shop। अगर आप किराने की दुकान भी चला रहे हो, तो think about it कि
yeah,
मेरे को इसको किस लेवल पे ले जाना है। इस किराने की दुकान को सिर्फ एक छोटा सा आगरा के किसी गली में किराने की दुकान बनानी है, या फिर आगरा शहर में या आगरा से बाहर इसको लेकर जाना है, राइट? तो दैट
true.
विजन हैज टू बी देयर, दैट विजन हैज टू बी क्रिएटेड। वो विजन स्किप कर देते हैं लोग, विजन को नहीं काम करते, right? So these are very big mistakes. Or brand positioning, which comes under branding, is what I work with more closely, because मैंने बहुत सारे ब्रांड लॉन्चेस करे हैं, ब्रांड बड़े बड़े एमएनसीज एंड ब्रांड्स के साथ काम किया हुआ है, एंड दिस इज द प्रोसेस विच इज फॉलोड बाय इवन एप्पल। आप एप्पल को देखोगे, दे आल्सो गो थ्रू दिस प्रोसेस, तभी आज एप्पल एप्पल है।
Yeah,
पर बहुत सारे बिजनेसेस सोचते कि यार वो तो बड़े ब्रांड्स है, वो बड़े बाद में बने हैं। बड़े
true.
बाद में बने क्योंकि उन्होंने फाउंडेशन पे काम किया। फाउंडेशन को स्किप करके चले जाते तो नहीं नहीं सक्सेसफुल होते आज की डेट में जितने वो सक्सेसफुल है। तो दिस इज द बिगेस्ट मिस्टेक विच मोस्ट ऑफ द एंटरप्रेन्योर्स, बिजनेसमैन, फाउंडर्स, हुएवर, सोलोप्रेन्योर्स सब करते हैं, कोचेस, कंसल्टेंट, सारे लोग करते हैं। एंड आई हैव
And
एन एग्जाम्पल, आई हैव
mm-hmm,
अ रियल एग्जाम्पल। There is one lady. who is taking my one-to-one consultation right now. She came to me in March. मार्च में वो आई थी एंड आई द हाउ शी केम टू मी वाज वेरी वेरी बोलते हैं ना कि किसी के पेन पॉइंट को जस्ट आपने एड्रेस कर दिया सो दैट इज हाउ आई शी केम टू मी बट व्हाई शी केम वाज शी ऑलमोस्ट लॉस्ट 2 lakh rupees already in building a business and the reason was she had not worked on her branding part her brand positioning. So it's been 12 weeks now. She has completed the entire journey with me. Or now she says, कि यार Jyotsna, I wish I had I met you earlier. So, so वो मुझे बोलती है अब. And now she is continuing also आगे जाके पूरा. But she had spent 2 lakh rupees, which would have been saved.
Yeah.
अगर उन्होंने अपने ब्रांड पे काम किया होता, ब्रांड पोजिशनिंग पे काम किया होता.
And it clearly makes sense, Jyotsna ji, because I'm sure the coaches, the solopreneurs who wants to start out as well, right? It's a big thing for them to understand the nurturing part, the grounding work which you mentioned, and it's the pyramid which you're forming. So the foundation has to be laid first, and that's where comes in the expertise from people like you. Like if anybody is facing from our audience who's facing any of the challenges for because it brand is something it gives your vision, like what exactly is the vision of this person, right? It gives that, and it should showcase that, like not only on social media. It should show in your vibrations. It should show in your energy as well, that what's the purpose of this brand, right? And that's where kicks in expertise like you, people who can help out there, who are struggling, and who has the expertise like you. So I would ask my audience, if anybody is facing any issues, just comment below, and we'll be sharing the contact details of Jyotsna ji at the last, and just stay till the end. And this leads to me the power of storytelling. You are a perfect storyteller, I would say. I have met in my life, because I've watched so many people. It's all about you reaching to the audience, to your audience, right? I know it's taking time. It's all about trusting your journey, that you will reach out there, because your storytelling capabilities have this leads to me to this question. You have helped 50 plus coaches and brands using storytelling to stand out, right? In your experience, what makes a story truly resonate with the audience, and how can someone turn their life journey into a brand message?
So that's a very interesting question. And I will, before I answer the second part, I would like to take you through to a small incident, how I started this. So branding marketing was not something which I chose, right? It the profession chose me actually. The
Yeah.
profession chose me. I didn't choose the work I do right now. Always wanted to be into the defense. So my inclination was to join the defense services, and I was preparing for that only. But in life, there was a lot of circumstances which happened, and I landed up in a course which I was not even aligned to or I didn't want to do. But I had to save my parents' money because they had invested a lot of money, and I had to save that money. And out of that intention, I completed my mass communication in PR and advertising. So that's the background. But after that, I literally wanted to join defense. I couldn't qualify and I was not selected. I gave a lot of exams, but I didn't qualify. The second plan B was to join journalism. So I wanted to join the TV industry. So that was my second plan B. There also I faced a lot of rejections. So literally I faced rejections and I had to choose something which gave me immediate start in my career and income. So I joined the advertising industry. From there I started my journey. And the only thing which helped me to survive and grow in the industry was the way my work ethic. So that was the thing which helped me to grow. I work with full commitment, integrity, and honesty. So that is and responsibility as well. And over the period of time, I saw that it was really people started liking the way I used to work, irrespective of the growth and the office politics which I got. But all my clients were very happy about it because I used to work with so much dedication, and it was like I am building a brand for myself. So that was the intent I used to work with. And from there, so initially, because I said journalism, so I loved writing in my childhood. I used to write, and why I used to write? Because my parents were very restrictive. They were not open in terms of discussion. Like there was no discussion which used to happen at home. So they were very strict. So I used to write all my emotions in my diary. I used to write diaries. And one day it happened that my brother found that diary and he read it, and I felt literally bad that he entered into my personal space. And I from that day I had stopped writing diary. It was around I think class 9th or 10th, and from then I stopped writing. When I came to advertising, I realized that power of writing, and I used to write simple English, simple language, but I used to connect with people. So irrespective of the work I used to do or I used to interact with people, they liked the way I used to communicate. And but in terms of writing on social media, that was not something which I was very open to. I never used to do that. I never used to share my personal story. Why? Because I felt it's my personal life. I don't want the world to know about my personal life. But what happened that over the period of time in my professional life, I faced a lot of challenges because of not building my connections, my network, my personal brand, and I faced challenges. I realized this maybe 3 4 years back that this was one of the reasons because I had not built my visibility, my personal brand on in nor in the office nor outside the office. So that was the realization. And since then, I started writing on LinkedIn little bit. I started opening up little bit and writing about my experiences, my everyday challenges, little and not opening up totally, but yeah, small parts. And I saw people started connecting with me. And that was the moment I felt that yes, I love writing and I should continue writing. And the reason why it helped me and to build connections was I always write authentically. Authenticity is something which I follow, not just in writing in the digital space, but also personally. Even if you meet me personally, you will see the way I am on the screen right now. Same thing. I follow that authenticity in inside and outside. So that is something which helped me to write simply and something which connects with people.
Uh, I'm sure the writing capabilities, it all comes from the emotions which you're going through. And if you're not, if, uh, it's all about expressing your emotions to someone who is not there, but to yourself only. You don't want to share your emotions with everyone out there, but you want to express it out to let it flow. And this is the journaling helps in doing that. And I'm sure you'll again start that writing process which you stopped in your childhood. And it's like giving you that free will that you're here in this universe as a soul, and whatever you're doing, it's creating, because writing is creating, right? So if we stop writing, we are not creating that, because every word which you are giving to the universe, it's created out there. Every sound which you are giving to the universe, it's created out there. So go with all your energies, and to the audience as well, which the practices which you inculcated in yourself, that's what happens. The practices which you do, the storytelling which you have like gained as a power, and it comes from practice, right? Coming from the soul, emotionally driven, and that's where your story will come out. You'll be a good storyteller if you're not hiding anything. You'll speak the truth. You'll the authenticity which you mentioned. It's the perfect example that people connect with authenticity, nothing else. This leads to me to my fifth question, which is regardless of all the things connecting with the soul, the emotion, energy, building the brand, everything, right? But everything is fixed, coming to the point that whether it's a consistent income or not, right? You have helped entrepreneurs earn their first 1 lakh in 90 days without paid ads. What branding and marketing principles do you swear by when it comes to building organic, sustainable business income?
Right. So, see, in terms of income, that is something which will follow when you practice something, right? The income part comes later, but before that, you need to take that action. A lot of people, even like, I don't believe in earning for things which I have not contributed to, right? So, I don't believe in that. So, I ask for money where I see that I am contributing and the other person is getting the value out of it, right? So, it is called action. When you take action, you will get the results. So action is something which people don't focus on. They focus on the results
Yeah.
initially. So I make them do take the action. And what is the action? First, as I said, that brand positioning is very important and that there is a journey to it. You have to do all the task and be clear about what you are taking out in the market. आप क्या दे रहे हो जिससे सामने वाले का जो भी आपके क्लाइंट है उनका प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर रहे हो, किस तरह से कर रहे हो, उसके लिए यू हैव टू बी वेरी क्लियर अबाउट इट फ्रॉम द बिगनिंग इटसेल्फ. If I talk about myself, from the time I started my coaching specifically in consulting, there is a lot of things which I do because marketing is like a sea. और उसमें बहुत सारी चीजें हैं जो करते हैं, लाइक इट इज सोशल मीडिया, डिजिटल मार्केटिंग, लिंक्डइन, ब्रांड पोजिशनिंग, ब्रांडिंग, लोगो क्रिएशन, ब्रांड प्रमोशन, ब्रांड कैंपेन, मतलब लिटरली इट्स अ सी ऑफ एक्टिविटीज इन मार्केटिंग. So marketing, I mainly focus in my consulting. But when it comes to coaching, in coaching, I saw a gap where people don't focus on the branding part, whether it is their business branding or there is their personal branding. They don't focus on this and they don't follow the journey. They don't follow the process. So since last 2.5 years, I have been only talking about branding. I don't talk anything else. I only talk about
Mm.
branding and branding and branding. So that is the something which I would like to own for myself. If there is a problem in the business related to brand, Jyotsana Nag is the person. So
Yeah.
similarly, everyone has to become an expert of one. आप एक चीज को पकड़ो और उसी के लिए you start building yourself. I know multiple things. I know to create a website also. I know to write pitch decks also. I know to create graphics also. Everything I know, but I don't want to teach all those things right now, and I don't want to talk about it. I want to talk about branding, which is a very core and important aspect of business, and everybody should learn it, and everybody should focus on it. So we need to own it. And how you will own it? You have to take the action. Action कैसे लोगे? आपको follow करना है. You have to be clear about your brand message. You have to be clear about your brand colors. You have to be clear about your brand positioning. You have to be clear about the services you want to give, like core services, not all the services. 100 of services, आप सबके बारे में कोई बात करेगा कि मैं रेकी हीलर भी हूँ, कोई बोलेगा मैं कार्मिक हीलर भी हूँ, कोई बोलेगा, मतलब all these things you cannot talk, right?
Yeah.
You have to talk one thing. So action
Mm.
लेना है, आपको implement करना है सारी चीजों को. And what most people think that only paid ad gives them the leads. No, it is not the right approach. In our marketing and startups जो आजकल के ट्रेंड में है, जैसे ही कोई कंपनी शुरू करता है, the first thing people will ask somebody is, do you know performance marketing? So performance marketing is something where you spend money to get more leads. You get lead और customers. आप पैसे खर्च करके आप कस्टमर्स लाते हो जो कि आपका प्रोडक्ट खरीदता है, राइट? व्हाट यू आर डूइंग, यू आर इन्वेस्टिंग मनी टू अर्न समथिंग विच यू हैव नॉट अर्नड येट.
Yeah.
आपने अभी पैसे कमाए ही नहीं है लेकिन आप पहले ही खर्च कर दे रहे हो. तो व्हाई टू गो टू दैट वे? दैट इज वन. द सेम थिंग इज बीइंग डन बाय अ लॉट ऑफ कोचेस. आई सी देम कि पैसे खर्च करते हैं पेड एड्स देकर लीड्स जनरेट करने में, और वो लीड्स भी आते हैं तो दे आर दोज फेक लीड्स जो आपके प्रोग्राम को खरीदते भी नहीं है.
Hmm.
So it's not the right approach when we are beginning. At least in the beginning stage of maybe 3 to 6 months or maybe maximum 1 year, focus on the organic way of doing it. And organic में बहुत कुछ है करने के लिए. I have been doing organic only since last 2 years. I have not spent even 1 rupee on advertising so far. I know it's a slow process, but initially I recommend आप organic करो so that you build that connection and trust. वो ट्रस्ट आप बिल्ड करोगे ना अपने आप, द whoever is coming to your program will start taking your next level program. अपने आप ही वो बोलेंगे कि अब मुझे आगे कंटिन्यू करना है. सो पीपल डोंट वांट टू स्पेंड दैट टाइम. टाइम भी स्पेंड नहीं करना चाहते. वट एवर 3 to 6 months का टाइम इन ऑर्गेनिक में दे वांट फास्ट रिजल्ट्स. एक तो एक्शन नहीं लेते, सेकंड फास्ट रिजल्ट्स के चक्कर में ऐसे स्टेप्स ले लेते where they spend money and then ultimately उसका रिजल्ट नहीं आता तो get frustrated. फ्रस्ट्रेशन में चले जाते, छोड़ देते हैं. So all these things happen. And what are the actions? Action is organic में there are a lot of things. You build your social media profile through this. Branding is first part, where you are clearly giving the person the reason to know who you are and what you do exactly. आप सिर्फ एक चीज बता रहे हो कि मैं इसका एक्सपर्ट हूँ. So branding is very important. Second is building that connection. How you will build your connection is through storytelling. Storytelling is, सब स्टोरी टेलर्स हैं आज की डेट में. सारे लोग स्टोरी टेलर्स, बिकॉज वी टेल स्टोरीज टू आवर चिल्ड्रन. वी टेल स्टोरीज लाइक दिस ऑन पॉडकास्ट, ऑन सोशल मीडिया लाइव सेशंस जो हम करते हैं, बहुत सारी चीजें. तो इट्स नॉट समथिंग विच वी आर नॉट स्किल्ड एट. हम सारे लोग स्टोरी टेलर्स. इवन अ 5 year old child इज अ स्टोरी टेलर. इट्स
True.
जस्ट द वे ऑफ यू बीइंग ओपन टू एक्सप्रेसिंग इट. आप उसे एक्सप्रेस करो ना. स्टार्ट शेयरिंग योर थॉट्स, योर लाइफ एक्सपीरियंसेस. जैसे और कहीं ना कहीं कोई ऐसा बंदा होगा जो आपकी लाइफ से कनेक्ट करेगा, एंड दैट पर्सन विल रीच आउट टू यू. सो स्टोरी टेलिंग इज अ वे. लेकिन स्टोरी टेलिंग में बहुत सारे लोग जार्गन्स बताते हैं, ऐसी चीजें बताते हैं जो खुद को फॉलो नहीं करते या खुद कभी उस चीज को किया ही नहीं है. सो यू हैव टू अवॉइड दोज थिंग्स. डोंट say something which you yourself are not following. So that is
True.
also there. And third step is connection building. कनेक्शन बिल्डिंग बहुत सारे लोगों को लगता है यार बहुत टाइम टेकिंग है, लेकिन टाइम लगाओगे तो ही तो रिजल्ट मिलेगा. शॉर्टकट नहीं है, किसी भी चीज का शॉर्टकट नहीं है.
Correct.
राइट. सो यू हैव टू गिव दैट टाइम टू बिल्ड दैट स्ट्रॉन्ग कनेक्शन विद पीपल. और सोशल मीडिया पे, whether it is LinkedIn, whether it is Facebook, whether it is Instagram, or whether it is YouTube, or maybe any other channel, commenting is something which has a huge power. We don't focus on that. हम comments पे focus नहीं करते, हम respond नहीं करते, हम connection नहीं build करते, हम सामने वाले को जानने की कोशिश ही नहीं करते. सीधे हमें लगता है कि हमने एक प्रोग्राम लॉन्च किया, इसकी लिंक डाली और सामने वाला
True.
रजिस्टर कर लेगा और फिर आपके प्रोग्राम में आ जाएगा.
True.
तो ऐसा नहीं है. So that is what I think should be the focus, at least for 6 to 12 months, whoever is beginning out there. And it's not just applicable for coaching industry, it's applicable for any other business also. And I have done it myself. I was working with a startup in 2019. I started my, like after my maternity, I started in 2019 to work. So I joined a startup and was working from home, and they were building their business. क्योंकि ऑफलाइन बंद हो चुका था. लाइक द ऑफलाइन मीन्स द फिजिकल वे ऑफ सेलिंग प्रोडक्ट्स, क्योंकि कोविड में वो लगा हुआ था लॉकडाउन. So I started taking care of their marketing in during COVID time, and the task was to build the brand online. Online business को build करना था through the marketing activity. So there I I was doing the social media creation also, post creation also, content writing also. I was writing the video scripts also. I was addressing all the queries which was coming online. जो भी customer कोई online पे message डालता था, I was addressing their queries also. So all this customer service भी करी है मैंने. I used to call the customers also कि आपको कोई problem तो नहीं है. Why are you, like people who were was coming to the website, but they were not purchasing it. तो add to cart करके छोड़ देते थे. So I used to call those clients also. Why didn't you buy? What is the problem? What was your thought? क्या problem आया था? Find whether it is pricing, whether it is anything else which you faced. तो वो सारे customer queries को handle भी किया. So all these things is important, and there is no shortcut actually. So it's applicable in all the businesses. लोगों को लगता है कि पैसे खर्च करके हमें लीड्स मिल जाए, बस बात खत्म, हमारे बिजनेस रन हो गया।
True. True. uh, I'm sure, like this storytelling capabilities and everything, right? Which you mentioned, it's with everyone. I was actually so engrossed in your storytelling, like the words which you were saying. I was able to resonate with every emotion of whatever you're saying, because it's like uh, going through the same journey which everyone goes through, because I have faced these challenges, whatever you're saying, as a business owner myself, when I switched, like it's a difficult journey. Nobody understands the pains of a solopreneur, because it's like a vision is there, but the path is not clear uh, still. And so that's what happens when we launch a brand, when we start our businesses in the online education knowledge sharing industry, because coaching is different. Coaching and consulting is different. It's difficult as well. I understand that your time is valuable, and the services which you are providing as a brand strategist to everyone who is struggling with all these challenges, that would help them overcome all these challenges, because we need people like you who are there to support uh, everyone who is facing the challenges which everyone will go through in their entrepreneurship journey if they're starting online. Because online and offline, it's everything is brand, which you mentioned, right? You need to build that, nurture your baby, so that strategy has to be there. So, thank you so much, Jyotsna ji. This is such an inspiring section. So, this podcast is divided in three sections. So, first section we are ending now with such a roller coaster ride of emotions, which you shared, basis your journey. And I'm sure if audience resonated, they would comment right now that if they resonated with your story as a professional, and as a, I would say, I don't differentiate between men and women, but like it, women has that strength, I would say, because they go through a lot of which men doesn't even know about, right? So women has to face a lot of issues. So if anyone is facing all these challenges, please reach out to Jyotsna ji. And now we're coming to the end of section one. And thank you so much, Jyotsna ji. It's such an inspiring story of yours which you shared. And this to overcome this emotional state of mind, I would want a rapid fire round now. This will be a second section of our podcast. uh, I'll tell you how this podcast is also designed at the last, right? To the audience as well. If people want to understand that how to design your podcast, right? Just wait till the last, because it will give you a emotion triggers as well while giving your story out. So this leads to me to my second section of the day, which is a rapid fire round. And I'll be asking you certain questions, one-liner questions. I want you to answer in one word or one in one line, or in whatever best way which you can answer. But I want it rapid, just to make it real quick, yeah, and make it fun as well, yeah.
For sure.
So I'm actually naming this section as brand me quick, okay? Because since you are a brand strategist, and so question number one, Jyotsna ji, one word that describes your brand energy.
Authenticity.
Authenticity. And I'm
Yeah.
sure this would resonate with people out there who are watching our audience. If you resonate with Jyotsna ji, just mention in the comments authenticity. Second question, Instagram or LinkedIn?
LinkedIn. Anytime.
Anytime LinkedIn, because there are not many founders, professionals who are looking for people to connect, right, and grow professionally. Everybody there is sharing their stories, so I'm sure it would resonate. This leads to me to the third question: a brand you admire other than your own.
I would say Apple because I spoke about it. It's
Apple.
about simplicity. The why, because it's the essence of simplicity still being the impactful, right? So simplicity, impactful, still being simple. So that is the core thing which I have taken from there.
I'm sure many of the folks out there would resonate. They would also admire Apple because as a brand, 90% of the population would admire Apple. Everybody wants to have that Apple phone with them.
I don't have one, so I don't have the product, but I admire the way they have built themselves. So that is what it is.
So if anybody is watching this podcast, we don't have an Apple product as of now, but we admire Apple as a product. But if you want, if you are also someone who admire Apple, just mention Apple in the comments. The fifth question, which goes, you go to your go-to content type. I would say, is it a video, carousel, or storytelling post? What would you prefer?
Storytelling, mostly
It always
storytelling.
works
Yeah, storytelling. And second would be videos. Yeah, I
because it
feel
connects.
these. Yeah, it helps to build that true connection, the genuine connection.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So I'm sure, many of would resonate with this because video and storytelling, it helps. Obviously,
All the
carousel
five
also
senses are covered, right?
correct.
So it covers all the five senses. That is the reason.
Yeah, 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 yeah. One myth about branding you want to bust right now.
It's only about logos and colors. No, it's wrong.
It's wrong.
It's
True,
not. It's not only about logo and the color.
true. And please, we are not making fun of anything, just to ensure that it's all about or connecting with authenticity. That business is not about, brand is not about your logos. It's about your vision, your solution which you're giving to the audience out there, and your positioning. What exactly you're building out there. So I'm sure many would resonate, and this myth is busted now. So don't don't ever concentrate on logos.
Yeah, it's
If
the
you're
outcome. It's the outcome of
exactly,
the entire process, the end
yeah.
result, which gets translated. But it's not. It doesn't start with logos and colors.
Now this is a good question which I wanted to ask you by myself. If your brand were a song, right? What it would be? Like if you want to name your brand as a song, like what it would be?
Wow, okay. My personal favorite song, and I associate with the journey which I am into now, is the title song of Parinda. मैं परिंदा क्यों बनूं?
अरे वाह, क्या बात है. सो
So
टाइटल ट्रैक भी का लिंक भी हम दे देंगे डिस्क्रिप्शन के अंदर. एक बार चेक कीजिएगा कि ये ट्रैक क्यों इंस्पायर करेगा आपको, राइट. योर फर्स्ट एवर क्लाइंट, हाउ डिड यू गेट देम?
So there are like multiple incidents actually, but because I started my independent consulting in 2019 1920 after I left that startup job, and even that job was something which I got from LinkedIn. So why I say LinkedIn is my go-to platform, because when after the break, after leaving my full-time job, then maternity, then restarting, and I restarted also because there was this COVID which has happened, and my husband's business had got halted, and there was somebody who has to take the the family ahead. So I jumped into the picture and I said, let me see if I can do something about it.
Wow.
So I wrote a post I revamped my LinkedIn profile completely, and there I had written myself as a career returner. That was the description, and in that, when I updated my profile, I the honesty and which I say, right, I still carried that in my profile also. With full honesty, I wrote what I have been doing in the last 2 years. What did I do in the last 2 years after leaving my full time job? And I positioned as myself as a nurturer of a 1 year old toddler. So that was my designation, and under that I described all the things which I did, right from pre-pregnancy of taking care of myself, during the pregnancy of how I went through the journey, also about all the voluntary work which I did during that time. I was helping a lot of students in their academics and in their projects also. So academic school projects. So that I used to do, and I was doing some freelancing work, writing content and all those things I wrote. And post pregnancy, the 1 year journey of how it helped me to upgrade myself as a person in terms of skills. Lot of skills were developed during that those period. All those things I wrote. Literally, I wrote with full honesty. And when I wrote and posted a post on LinkedIn that I am looking for a work from home opportunity. Why? Because these are the two reasons. One, I have responsibility. Second, I want to take care of my 1 year old daughter from home. So and literally I wrote that on LinkedIn upfront. And from that post, one of my ex client who was a marketing manager in GSK previously when I was working with him. He reached out to me back in that time, and he asked me whether you want to take this opportunity where I have my own startup and I am looking for somebody to take care of the entire marketing. And so he approached me, and that time he was the Asia Pacific head of Reckitt Benckiser. So he was heading that position. So he reached out to me with that post, from that post. And from there, the journey started. I said yes. But, and not to forget to mention, started that job at one-fourth of my last full-time salary. So I took the opportunity not just to fulfill the need of my family, but I also took it as an opportunity to learn and expand my skills in terms of the marketing profile. So LinkedIn is something which helped me to get that job. I stayed there for almost 1.5, 2 years, the entire 2 years of COVID, irrespective of the kind of work I got over the period of time, spending 10, 12 hours a day, even working from home. So, and even after that, every time I posted something on LinkedIn, I got the opportunity from there. So that is how I cracked all the work. So that job, right from that job till the client, people who are working with me now are all coming from LinkedIn.
So, this is one of the best advice which I could have ever received from for the audience as well and for myself as well, because LinkedIn is the best platform currently available for your content and for your short form videos and for your long form written content. And it will help everyone out there as a professional, as a working professional as well. If you're writing there, expressing your thoughts, expressing your anything, right, the knowledge which you have got, right, you can pick any topic of your own, and basis your, you can define that niche after a month's time, but start writing. That's where your refinement will happen when you once you start taking those actions. People just
Yeah.
think, right, first I'll refine in my head, and then I'll take actions. No, you need to take actions, then refine.
Yeah.
It
So now
happens
I
this
teach
ways.
others LinkedIn.
Yeah.
I also teach, I help
Wow.
others
Wow.
to build themselves on LinkedIn. And I started this year, March, this program. And now there are a few people who have already enrolled and got the results also. so
Wow.
so
Wow.
it's working for them as well.
So we'll share the details. And coming back to the rapid fire round, I know it took a long, but it leads to me to this to another question of because you switched your roles and everything. What is the most fulfilling part of your job right now? It's a job, right, which we're doing currently. We're recording this podcast. This is also a job for us. So it's like what we're delivering to the world. This is our job, what we're performing right now. So, what is the most fulfilling part of this job of yours?
I would say the most fulfilling part is two words. One is that you are you are able to share your thoughts without even thinking that what the other person might think or whether they will like it or not like it. That is one. And the second part is the way the things which you are sharing can create a huge impact on somebody else. Positive, obviously, we are here to create that positive impact, right? Not negative impact. So these two things is something which I see has the power, has given me that power. Otherwise, it was not possible. Even in the professional world, you are not given that opportunity to speak openly your thoughts, your emotions. You're always in that evaluation mode, right? And second thing, the impact is not so huge. It is limited to your office or maybe the work you are doing, not in the larger world. So with this digital world being out there,
Mm,
it gives us the power
mm,
to share your thoughts openly,
mm,
and second, create an impact with those thoughts, positive
mm,
impact. I
mm.
mean to say.
I'm sure, like the impact thing which you mentioned, this would resonate with people who are already creating that impact, and they're watching this, listening to this podcast, because that impact, if it's if because the results will happen by itself. It's all about not even thinking about the results. If you are switching into something, uh, you will become something which is even you don't know what you're becoming, but you know you're becoming something. The transformation is happening on a daily basis, and that's where the life progresses. A quote that keeps you going always. Your favorite quote, I would want to know now.
Simple living, high thinking.
Simple living, high thinking, that's what everyone should follow. And if you believe in simple living, high thinking, just comment below simple living, high thinking. Are you a morning soul or a night owl?
Morning soul.
Morning soul. One word that we already covered this, one word that describes your branding style, right? Authenticity. Your favorite branding book.
Reading book. Okay. So I have read like mostly it is I don't read books, but I read a lot of articles and I listen to a lot of podcasts. So that is what I do. Reading was happened in the college because it is more. I believe it is more theory. Practical things are out there in the blogs, which is written by people with their experiences. So I read a lot of blogs, and I listen to a lot of podcasts. So I follow Alex Hormozy right now, and I also read. There is Cody, one lady who writes about branding. John Cody, something Johnny Cody. She's there, and then I also read Justin Wells. I also read his article, Justin Wells. So these are the three as of now.
And if you watch all these three figures out there, you will resonate like the message which they also have for the world. Because I've watched, even I watch them whenever I'm into space of learning. I'm always into action zone. So like it's like I take learnings when it's required. So whenever I feel troubled, and like I'll take the learnings. Yes, we need to go for the learnings. So that's what keeps me going. Now, this leads to me to my last question of this second round, which is our rapid fire round, which is not the rapid fire round. I'm sorry, but still, this is the rapid fire round, and we'll keep on improvising with the time. Now, what does success mean to you in one line?
This means to be uh, satisfaction.
Which we'll never achieve. I know. The success is a delusion.
Satisfaction.
The success is a delusion. Success is living your journey. You trust your journey. That's what we are here for. People should trust their journey. Success is just a delusion. Success is just a like idea of living your own life the way you want it to live, right? You're successful if you are a successful mother. You're successful if you're successfully taking care of all your responsibilities. Everybody is successful if they're taking care of everything, but we'll not be able to, right? Will
Yeah.
something or the other thing will be left out always. It's like concentrating what matters the most for us, for our family, and for the world out there. Welcome to the section 3 of Trust Your Journey 1.0. And once again, Jyotsna ji, I would want to dive deep inside your story. I know you have shared all the bits and pieces about your journey structurally, but to connect uh, the audience with you, with your message, and everything, the hardships as well, which you went through, all the challenges. But all those challenges are practical challenges, right? But
Yeah.
there are some personal challenges as well, which we go through, right? And those are emotional challenges. And I would want to know from you, from rock bottom to reset. Actually, it happened with you. Now we are recording this podcast because you already resetted yourself. And this leads to me that question of section 3, which is your husband once questioned your effort versus outcome. That moment became a wake up call for many things. How did it feel? And what did you do differently after that conversation? Because it's a difficult conversation. I understand.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think everyone has this moment of truth
Yeah.
coming across to them. So that was also with me as well. But what was happening was, as I said, I was doing my consulting work. So after I left my full-time job in 2019-20, I did the 2 years job with the startup. And I left that job because a lot of my time was going into it, and I was not able to focus on myself or my daughter at the home. So I decided I will do things on a project basis. I will not do a full-time job anywhere, even if it has to do from home. So that was the decision. And so I got small projects since then independently I was doing as a freelancer, and that was helping me to take care of the family as well as the finances, manage the home finances. Over the period of time after the COVID happened, my husband started his work again. So I helped him to start his business again. And but it took some time to start in a full-fledged way. But in between, there were I also started exploring other avenues where I can create a system where I can not just help people but also create a source of income. So that both the things were there. My mind was working where I wanted to utilize my experiences, my knowledge, my skill, share with others. They benefit out of it, and I also benefit out of it. A situation where it is win-win for both.
Hmm.
But and in that journey, I started exploring a lot of things, and I landed up to know about the coaching industry. So coaching was something which I was not aware of. I knew my mother was a teacher, but teaching digitally is called coaching was something which I was
Yeah.
not aware of.
Hmm.
So I started exploring this industry and understanding how it works. And after spending 6 to 8 months, I understood how things are being built. So when I started the journey, and I step by step I took actions to build myself in this, along with doing my consulting work, because I wanted to keep that revenue income inflow.
mm,
And over the period of time, sometime used to happen that I used to get a project for 2 months, 3 months, and again there was a gap of 3, 4 months. So in that 3, 4 months, I used to focus on the coaching part. So this happened almost more than 1.5 years. This was going, and the times when I was spending time on building my coaching business, I was putting a lot of effort, like literally giving all my heart and soul into it, doing multiple things all by myself, thinking of that I would not like I cannot spend money right now, but do things which I can possibly I can by myself, in terms of creating my landing pages, my posts, my videos, all those things I was doing, creating my courses, creating my programs, and editing everything I was doing. And I did a lot of collaborations also. I did collaboration. I worked with other coaches as well, and explored possible ways of how we can create more programs with various expertise. So those things didn't work out, and people were coming in my free sessions. They were signing up for the brand building sessions, the brand storytelling sessions, all those sessions, but no one was taking the paid programs.
yeah,
So that was something which was happening. And again, after 3, 4 months of working hard and not getting results, I was evaluating myself. And my husband was seeing this every now and then in a gap of 2, 3 months. So last year, after the failure of this collaboration of 3, 4 months, one day he told me, "You have been working so hard, literally putting your all the time, energy, effort, avoiding the family, avoiding your daughter, everything, not even eating food on time." And also, I got unwell actually. I fell unwell, and had some health condition for which I had to consult a doctor, take medications for 3, 4 months to revive myself. And I had a hair loss also, a lot of hair loss. So there was a patch which got created. So that was the moment which the extreme things which happened. And then after that, he told me, "You are just giving so much, even compromising and not thinking about your health as well." So, and told me, "You are giving so much, and what is the money you have earned in these 1.5 years? कितने पैसे कमाए तुमने?" तो वो मोमेंट आई रिमेम्बर, ऐसी कोई शाम का टाइम था, डिस्कशन चल रहा था, एंड इट वाज लाइक एन इवैल्यूएशन कि क्या करना है। एंड उस मोमेंट में ही टोल्ड मी कि ये इतना कुछ कर रही हो पर कमा कितना रही हो। तो ये क्वेश्चन लिटरली हिंदी में आया था, एंड इट फेल्ट वेरी, बोलते ना एक पिंच, जैसे बोलते ना, लिटरली अंदर जाके किसी ने पिंच कर दिया, आपको पिंच कर दिया है। तो उस तरह का फीलिंग था, एंड लिटरली I had not shared this with anyone. In the night, I don't show my emotions, क्योंकि क्या बताओगे आप, क्या चल रहा है।
true,
So I literally cried that day कि यार अब किसको बताएं, जब जो
true,
साथ में है वही आपको नहीं समझ पा रहे, तो किसी और को क्या बोलोगे आप। So
yeah,
that night went like that, with that emotion कि यार अब क्या करना है। बट आई हैड दैट डिटर्मिनेशन इन माई माइंड कि छोड़ना नहीं है, करना तो है, लेकिन अब कैसे करना है, कैसे इस चीज को बैलेंस करना है, कैसे इस चीज को ओवरकम करना है, और ताकि सामने वाले को भी लगे, द अदर पर्सन अंडरस्टैंड्स कि हाँ ये अपना काम भी कर रही है और ये भी कर रही है, तो कैसे मैं इस चीज को करूँ। तो अक्टूबर was this incident which happened. November I took a break. नवंबर में बहुत आई डेंट डू मच अब एनीथिंग, आई डेंट डू एनीथिंग एक्चुअली। दिसंबर में भी आई टुक दीज 2 months टू रीथिंक माई सेल्फ, री इवेल्युएट द एंटायर जर्नी ऑफ लास्ट 1.5 years, सोचने का कि कैसे प्लान करना है, आगे कैसे चलना है। तो वो सारा रीवैल्यूएशन में गया। एंड I was also looking for work. I didn't want to make him feel कि यार I'm not doing something which I'm capable of. वो भी कर रहे थे, वहां पे भी like consulting में भी, and building my coaching, both. I didn't want to leave both. So that was the determination. And to December got in that evaluation. And in December I lost my father also. तो फिर उस टाइम पे थोड़ा ब्रेक ही लग गया। But in back of my mind, I knew कि from January I'll be back with a very whatever I'll do with concrete determination and something which will make things work. और करना ही है, लाइक वो होता है ना, दिमाग में सोच लिया था कि करना ही है, चाहे कुछ भी हो जाए, करना है तो करना है। तो ये सोच कर ही आई स्पेंड द लास्ट 15-20 days वेयर आई वेंट टू माई होम टाउन और पेरेंट्स के साथ, माई मदर एंड और माई ब्रदर एंड सिस्टर। तो वहां पे स्पेंड करके व्हेन आई केम बैक, it took me almost 10 days, 20 days to come out of it. And from mid-January, I literally started the journey again to do things कि make it happen. वो make it happen वाला ही था दिमाग में कि करना ही है. And when I started with that intention and it started working actually. कि करना ही है. And the first thing I did was I removed all the distractions from my life. All the distractions, जितने भी लोगों के साथ I collaborated and it didn't work, people who were just calling me randomly and taking my advices, but they were not reciprocating it. I avoided everything. I stopped attending all unnecessary webinars, sessions, ये वो सब बंद कर दिया मैंने. Even taking calls or responding to WhatsApp and all that, I removed all the distractions. I only focused on my work for the next 2-3 months. और वो 2-3 months जब बिल्कुल डेडिकेटेडली काम किया, तो उसके रिजल्ट्स भी दिखे. और पीपल स्टार्टेड कमिंग बैक, दे स्टार्टेड कनेक्टिंग बैक. और बहुत सारे लोगों के मैसेजेस भी आ, अरे यू आर, आप तो सोशल मीडिया पे छाए हुए हो. मैंने बोला छाने के लिए मैंने आई डोंट पुट माई कॉन्टेंट, आई पुट माई कॉन्टेंट सो दैट आई मेक इट वर्क. That's it. And still, I avoid a lot of calls and messages. I don't connect with people easily. So that is the thing which happened.
I know the things which you went through, your story. Like it's like every emotion of yours, if anybody is resonating in the audience who is listening to this podcast, who is watching, mention that you resonate because these challenges are common. But how to overcome these challenges, that's what we need to have faith on, and that's what Jyotsna ji trusted on. She trusted on her journey, and this is the reason why she's building her brand capabilities. She's now not available as well, right? She has decluttered everything, and that's what is required to align your energies together with everything. Yeah. So thank you so much, Jyotsna ji, for answering this hard question because sharing out your personal incidents on social media, it doesn't make any sense, but it makes sense when somebody who is facing those emotions can will be able to resonate. So we don't know who is listening to these things, right? People who go through these emotions, only they would need these emotions to be resonated with, right? And why do we watch films, right? It's like understanding the fact we imagine a lot of things, right? And films gives us that imagination power. Oh, this can also happen. Oh, this emotion is also there, whether it's there or not in your families, but it's then they're showcasing that it's there in like in others family. People are more concentrated on others family as well. Oh, what's happening there? This is the reason why all these dramas goes on, right? I'm not against those dramas, but it's like I'm not against anything. Do it, but don't harm anyone.
Yeah,
Don't harm anyone. It's all about people will pick their choices. It's all about picking your choices. What do you want to pick and move forward. But what you're giving, it should not harm the other person.
correct.
If it's harming, then you're doing just for this, right?
Yeah,
You're just giving it for this. So money will flow in. It's all about this negativity will also be part of our positive world, right? We cannot form a positive world without a negative world. So negativity has to be there, but we need to concentrate on our energies and our positive world. All right. Now this leads to me to my second question, which is your mission, because your long-term vision is to empower 100,000 women entrepreneurs. Why is that mission personal to you, and how you are creating that ripple effect through your academy and through your consulting skills?
Yeah, so that mission is personal because it's a journey which it's a personal journey for me as well. I am also walking in that journey along with others who will join me. Why 100,000 women entrepreneurs? Because if I am able to build myself along with others, I will break a generational, what do I say, pattern in my family and others' family also. I have been both the side, my parents and my in-laws, both the sides, they have been into job. If I am able to build myself and create this, my tribe of 100,000 women, first time entrepreneurs, it will be a transformation not just in the family, within the family, as a society as a whole, which will get ripple, which will get created. The ripple effect will get created in the larger world, right? And
True.
it's about setting the journey for also my daughter. I don't want her to do a job or get again trapped into something which I have gone through or come across any such situation where we feel stuck, we feel we don't know what to do, we feel that आगे life है ही नहीं या सब खत्म हो गया, right? That journey is something we should be able to prepare them from now. She knows how challenging or how difficult we have the difficulties we have gone through. She knows about it. She's 6 year old, but we keep sharing our experiences with her, and we are preparing her to be ready for any such things which comes in ahead. But having said that, we also need to give them pass on something which they can build further. I don't want to give her another way of earning income is just job. No, you have the
True.
capability of creating something on your own, and that is what I want to pass on to her and the generations which comes ahead, irrespective of which side, whether my parents side or the in-law side, whichever side it is. And the same is something which I want to carry forward for all the women out there who joins me in this journey. They also feel empowered, they feel they are creating an impact, they should feel that they are building a legacy, not a business. It's a legacy which you are creating for not just for yourself, but also for all the generations who will come after you. So that is something which I am focusing on, and with that intent only I'm just working. Even if it is there is one person I can impact one day or in a month or in a week or even in a year, that is good enough for me.
Mm. And that's what is required to lead anybody's life. If any of the audience is listening to this, understand the challenges would always be there. You just need to focus that you are creating a legacy out there for you, for your generations, for your family, and for the world to create an impact. And that's where self transformation happens, right? Everything you did is through self practice, through your own experiences, through your own knowledge, through your experiences, through your skills, right? And when you start practicing certain things, it will keep on happening, it will keep on evolving.
Right.
Now, looking back, what are the three biggest lessons your journey has taught you about branding, resilience, and feminine leadership?
Okay, so first branding and resilience and leadership. These are the three
Three
things,
biggest
right?
lessons.
Okay, so in terms of branding, maybe 10 years back, we never knew that we need to build ourselves on the digital platform, right? This was
Yeah.
not something which we all were prepared. We were never taught, we were never told about it, right? So this we realized, especially people like us who are from the 80s, 90s. So
Yeah.
this generation, they are before facing a challenge between a generation which was like pre-digital and the fast digital in between that. So we were
True.
never prepared about it, or we were not told that what is coming ahead. So the biggest realization I understood was that you need to be ready to upskill yourself immediately with the change of trends. So that is something which will help you to build yourself in the whether it is the physical world or the digital world. So that is important. So building your personal brand is a must these days. It's a must. If I had realized this 5 years back, I would have been in a much better place. I'm not in a bad place. I feel that I would have been in a much better place. So this is a big realization. Second, in terms of resilience, is that we feel that all the challenges which comes in your life, we see the negative side of it, right? We always see the challenge. We should see the opportunity. What is the opportunity? If I go through this, what is the opportunity that I am getting and how I can build myself from this opportunity? And this is something I would not say I realized in the past 5-10 years. This is how I have been actually. I have always been like this. I have always found the opportunity in challenges. So this has helped me to overcome everything that has come in my life. If somebody asks me what is your one line or one strength which you possess, I would say this is my strength. I will find opportunity in challenge. This has helped me always. So this is something which helped me to be resilient. Second thing, in terms of leadership. So leadership is not about showing you are the best. It's not, for me, it is not that I am the best. It, for me, leadership is something where you are able to build that connection. For me, it is connection. For me, leadership is connection, where the person is open to even tell you that today I am facing this problem, or I don't feel like coming to office, or I don't feel like doing this work because of this problem. I have this challenge in my life, and the person is open to share everything with you, and you are able to help that person to overcome that challenge. So that is, for me, is leadership. And this is how I have been in my professional life, and I still be like this. Whoever comes to me, like when I was in my job, I managed people under me. I had a team of 10, 12 people working under me. I used to interact with a lot of departments, right? Other departments were creative, the production, the studio, all those people, the writers and all. So their people were very open. They were not, I never made them feel that I am the boss. And one thing which I followed is I never wrote my designation ever in any of the emails or anywhere. I never used to write my designation. I only used to write Jyotsana Nag. So a lot of people used to come and ask me, "Ma'am, आप करते क्या हो? आपका position क्या है?" I'm like, "I am Jyotsna Nag. I am the marketing manager, or I am this, but I don't feel like writing it because I want to be known with my name, not with my designation." So for me, leadership is that.
And it perfectly makes sense as well, because finding opportunities in the challenges, and building that resilience, like with the journey, keeps on like practicing whatever you are. See, everybody has that fire inside them, right? So I take everything as elements, right? The five elements are there inside us. So my thinking process, all everything resonates with all those five elements. Like how we can drive that emotionally, how to balance those elements inside us. So fire is there inside everyone. So if any of the audience is listening this, fire is there inside everyone. We need to channelize that fire now, right? You need to help yourself build that environment for you, declutter everything. That's what Jyotsna did, right? The first step is decluttering only. Only then you can shape up your environment. First, you need to shape up your environment, then you need to enter into that environment, then you need to build that environment. That's where the creation happens, and that's where you need to trust your journey. If you are into that environment, comment actions in the comments, and be with us in this podcast. So thank you so much, Jyotsna ji. This leads to me to the last question of this particular section. There is a woman listening right now who is stuck, undervalued, unheard, and unsure. What's one message from Jyotsna to her soul today?
My one message to her would be, if you're feeling undervalued, unheard, lost, overwhelmed, anything which you are feeling, just question your own self. You question your own self. Are you literally undervalued? You evaluate your own self first. And the moment you realize your strength, your own strength, you will get all the clarity. It doesn't come from outside, it comes from inside first. So जैसे ही आप अपने आप से ये सारे क्वेश्चन करोगे ना, क्या मैं अंडर वैल्यूड हूँ, क्या मेरी रिस्पेक्ट नहीं है, क्या मुझे क्लैरिटी नहीं है, क्या मैं ओवरवेल्म फील कर रही हूँ, आप जैसे ही अपने आप को क्वेश्चन करोगे, यू विल स्टार्ट सीइंग दैट ऑल दीज थिंग्स, यू विल गेट द आंसर एज नो 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 नो। आपको अपने आप ही नो आंसर मिलने लगेगा। एंड द मोमेंट यू सी कि नो मीन्स यू नो योर स्ट्रेंथ, आपको अपनी स्ट्रेंथ दिख जाएगी। और जैसे ही आपको वो स्ट्रेंथ दिखेगी, आप एक्शन लेने के लिए तैयार हो जाओगे। योर मेंटल लेवल विल change immediately. So it starts from our inner self only. Evaluate yourself first, then, and you don't need to validate from outside world. किसी से पूछने की जरूरत नहीं है, बताने की जरूरत नहीं है। You realize your strength first from your inner self. I would say this.
So it's not only for the women's, but especially for the women's who are struggling, who feel unheard in their families. To if you want to start a business as well, like get in touch with Jyotsna ji, because people like her are there not just for who have already started. She's there to help people who are starting it out as well, right, Jyotsna ji?
Yeah, yeah.
So this is where your real power will happen. And if you're someone who is listening to this, men, women, it doesn't matter. If you want to start your business journey, now is the best time, because in this digital era, in the AI world, you're getting every handhold support. If you're not taking this opportunity right now, that's what Jyotsna mentioned, that this is a challenging time of the evolution, because we are moving into a different part of the world, which is tech driven now. Everything would be tech driven, right? So we need to understand this from a deeper perspective. What will happen after 200 years? What will happen after 500 years? What will happen after 1,000 years? Right? The more deeper you think about something, the more you will get aligned to the universe. What does the universe wants from you? That's what you need to understand. That's where the thought which Jyotsna ji mentioned, connecting with your inner self, that's where your wisdom lies, that's where your power lies. Thank you, Jyotsna ji. Your story is more than a business blueprint. It's a movement, I would say. A reminder that when we honor our truth, build with intention, and share everything, our emotions, with courage, we don't just create a brand, we create a legacy. To all the listeners, your journey might feel messy right now, but clarity is just one brave decision away. DM launch to Jyotsna ji and let your brand finally speak, sell, and scale through authenticity. Jyotsna ji will share all her details now. Jyotsna ji, how can people reach out to you? Your handles, social media handles, and everything. Though we'll be mentioning everything in the description too, but I would want to know from you how people can reach out to you.
Yeah, so I'm available on all the platforms up now, but mostly I'm active on LinkedIn. You can DM me on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. I'm there. You can DM me there also through my profile and page, even on YouTube. But if you DM me on LinkedIn, I respond much quickly because that's the platform I'm more active on, and I help people others also to build them on that platform.
Thank you so much, Jyotsna ji. Though we'll be mentioning everything about all her contact details in the description, but whosoever is listening to this podcast till now, I would want to thank each and everyone out there, because we are doing this not just for us, we are doing it for you only. because you need to trust your journeys uh, to that whatever challenges which Jyotsna ji, people like Jyotsna ji, people like me, even I have went through all these challenges. Which I this is the reason why we're recording this to connect with more people who goes through such challenges and they're not able to overcome those challenges. So if you are a professional, if you are someone who is stuck in their professional life, they're not getting mental clarity, they're not getting that clarity to how to lead forward in their life, because we just have got one life, right? As a professional, you need to create everything in this one life only. We give 40 years in a service, right? Our entire life is gone there. How will you create after that, right? It's all about creating something which impacts the generations, not just your own life and your family's life. Though you need to take care of your responsibilities too. So take care of your responsibilities, manage your time, build something which can give you something which has a larger impact, and that seed of wisdom has to be laid right now. So if you are someone who loves taking action, just mention in the comments actions and we'll reach out to you. If you're someone who needs to start their journey. Thank you again for being on Trust Your Journey 1.0 to all our listeners. Remember, clarity is the new currency. Build with purpose, grow with strategy, and always, always, always trust your journey. Until next time, take that leap of faith on yourself, because after fear, the only thing which can help you is your faith. Believe in your actions and have your soul aligned with your purpose. You will lead. Thank you so much, Jyotsna ji. Last words from your side, and we'll wrap up this podcast.
Yeah, so two things. One, I can see on your wallpaper, stop wishing, start doing. So only wishing will not give you the results. You have to
Yeah,
take that action. That is very important. And second thing, as I said, it's about looking at the, not about looking which is the head or the tail. It is about looking at the coin, or whether the glass is full or the glass is empty. It is about still seeing that there is an opportunity to fill the glass, right? There is still opportunity to fill that glass. So similarly, even if you are going through a lot of challenges, find that one opportunity, see that one opportunity, how you can change not just your life but all the people out there in your family, in your society, in your relatives. I think that is what it is very important. If you keep seeing the challenge, you will never find the way.
true,
If you change your perspective of seeing the opportunity, you will always find the way.
true, true. And I'm sure most people would resonate with this, because everyone goes through some or the other challenge. It's all about finding the solution, because if a problem is there in our mind, the solution has been given in our mind only. It's not outside, it's everything is inside. So thank you so much, Jyotsna ji. uh, we'll wrap this up now, and audience, take that leap of faith on yourself and trust your journey. I'll see you in the next episode.